down. We the talk around town. Alex threw the ball to Smokey for a touchdown. Ha. It's fourth down and you don't really want no more. We've been winning from the door. You should check the scoreboard. Ha. Check the scoreboard.
Welcome back to another episode of not the Trash Talk Podcast. I was about to say the Trash Talk Podcast. That's something else we do, of the Scoreboard. This is football. The Trash Talk Podcast, though, for those who are interested, you can find that on Smokey's main channel, the Trash Talkers, and also on my and JJ's gaming channel, Trash Game TV. Link to those in the description. That's a podcast where we talk about other stuff, mostly other stuff that's not related to sports. In this one, though, we do talk about sports, and Smokey already hinted at the fact that he beat us in the prediction game pretty badly last week.
Yeah, it would have actually been even worse if I would have went with my first guess and picked the Falcons over the Panthers. But, you know, they've let me down so much, and it was at home.
Yeah.
So I didn't go with it. But I ended up scoring 11 correct. And you, Alex, and JJ both tied with 9. So if I would have picked that,
close.
Overall I would have tied the score back up for the entire season with you, Alex.
Really? Wow.
Yeah, but
that's
now,
scary, dude.
I am 130.5 to your 131.5.
Man, I did not want to allow that. Like halfway through, I was trying to walk away with it. Now it's gonna come down to it, man. It's crazy.
Oh yeah.
Well, see, since you pick second, the trick is to just always pick the exact same thing that he does.
Yeah, but if it's wrong, then what?
Well, the thing is, if you
I'm not gonna go 500, but still win by a point. That's what the Cowboys do. I don't do that.
No, I was just saying, like, that's the safe way to win this.
I want to be right, man. I want to get everyone right because I'm also competing against myself from last year.
I get it though.
JJ,
the safe thing would be to go last.
Yeah.
Pick the same ones, except for when you hear something extremely ludicrous. And then
but
you
that's
pick
stupid, though. I'm not going to do that because I want to be right. I'm going to pick my picks.
But what if the ludicrous thing ends up panning out?
Oh, yeah, like the Falcons
Mm-hmm.
beating the Saints a couple weeks ago. Or the Panthers, for
Yes.
example. Speaking of the Falcons beating people, man, you put 40 on the Panthers. How about that?
Oh, yeah, it's either a beat down or get beat down. There's no barely winning.
Must have been pretty good, huh?
Yeah, there's no losing by 3 or winning by 3. It's either blowout or get blown out.
It seems like it,
Dude, there was a lot of points this week.
A lot of points. And this was
sure.
not the highest scoring game by any means. First of all, we had the Bears beat the Cowboys, which was phenomenal. I love that.
Yes.
Thursday night, that was great. Buccaneers, man, Jameis. And you know what? That bet we talked about with the Colts, remember when they were like 5-2 and you were like, easy. Because we hit the over-under at 8.
Yeah.
Guess who has a losing record?
Yes, I know.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know.
It's not get close. It might end up at 8-8.
I think they do end up at 8-8 at this point. I mean, 2 games left. We'll see what
they're
happens.
not making any playoffs. They're not making any playoffs.
No, not
I don't think so. Jameis Winston threw the ball to everybody in sight, and had a pretty good performance though. Can't lie. Put 38 up. That's impressive. How about we talk about the elephant in the room, JJ? Because we watched this game together. Saints Niners.
Oh boy,
this game was crazy.
Did you guys
Close
fight?
game's not good for my nerves.
No, actually, we did not. Actually, we were both just collectively stunned by the actual game itself. We didn't really have an argument at all. We were just like, whenever, no matter what happened, we're like, damn, this is crazy.
That one, I was a little disappointed by how that ended because we were ahead for the majority of the game.
Yes.
And then at the end, like Robbie Gould once decides to not miss a field goal.
He's
you know,
good.
It was a relatively
He didn't miss
one.
a single kick all game.
Yeah,
It was a short one. He didn't miss that week. No. He has missed a couple this season.
Yeah,
but he is fairly accurate overall.
Exaggerate.
He's still an elite kicker.
Mm-hmm.
But man, how about Emmanuel Sanders, Jimmy Garoppolo, George Kittle? I mean, a lot of good things to say about this offense.
Oh yeah, for sure. Manny has panned out really well there. I was kind of hoping Debo would get the work, but you know,
he has been. Actually, I saw a stat before we started recording. Debo Samuel leads the league in broken tackles, not just rookies but everybody.
Oh wow.
He forced more missed tackles than any other receiver, and ever since Emmanuel Sanders.
Wow, over A.J. Brown.
Yeah, and ever since Emmanuel Sanders joined the Niners, he's been profiting quite a bit from that.
I'd have to look that up because I'm sure A.J. Brown is in that category, and he's another rookie as well. So
he's also a rookie. He definitely is. Yeah. So the receiving core looking to pan out. Though Emmanuel Sanders was at fault for that one interception, so he wasn't perfect, but he made up for it by throwing a touchdown.
Oh yeah,
which is cool.
Yeah, he threw a touchdown. Yeah, that happened.
Raheem Mostert.
That's crazy. He's good.
He's really good.
Pretty good.
Dude, it's amazing how they
another running back.
How they have running back depth like that. It's real. It's
they
like
just pop up.
Yeah, it's like a college team.
That's Shanahan though.
Yeah,
that's Shanahan though. That's how that works.
Yeah,
just running backs just show up and they perform. They put up numbers. That's how that scheme is designed.
Yeah, it's like slot receivers with Belichick.
Oh yeah. I was very pleased with the result. The performance on defense was quite questionable, and I kind of expected it to be either a lower scoring game or more of a clear game in either direction, frankly, depending on who got a good break. Because the defense should never allow 46 points to anyone, and if you shout out Aaron Rodgers the way you do, and Lamar Jackson barely moves the ball on you, then you should not be taking this many points at New Orleans. But that's a bit weird to me.
I think it's just a weird coincidence. I mean, well, not a coincidence, but it's just one of those things that happens. You know, every good defense gives up a 40-point game each year. You know,
I mean, Saints played great. I mean, they stuck in it. They couldn't stop anyone on offense, and they just kept scoring. That was, I mean, it was really good. Drew Brees played incredible. 6 touchdowns. Doesn't happen much.
And guess who left him on the bench in fantasy?
You did.
Ooh.
I did.
I think a lot of people did.
We could have started either. By the way, Jimmy and Breeze had the exact same amount of passing yards, 349. Very interesting.
Oh wow.
Ooh, I'm really happy that a certain someone isn't right here right now to call a conspiracy.
Oh boy, you think so?
He's listening.
Actually, Jimmy
right
should.
Now, so.
Yeah. Oh, he is. Yeah, Jimmy should have had more because of that tip pick. But that was, I mean, it was a great game. Just objectively, probably the game of the year, and it was great watch.
And we're probably gonna see it again. Well, not this exact
thing,
but
in
that
the playoffs.
matchup.
We might in the playoffs.
NFC Championship.
I would actually say that the Falcons and the Saints, the first game was the game of the year.
Maybe. I mean, yeah, that was also really good, but mainly because the Falcons won, I imagine. That was your game of the year for sure.
Yes.
Someone has to beat the Seahawks and the Packers though, if we're doing that in the playoffs again. Wouldn't mind either.
Hey, that reminds me. You remember me saying that the West could get 3 teams in this season? That's very possible now. I think the Rams.
Man, I don't know. You think so?
The Rams are pulling for that wild card spot right now.
Man, Vikings still won.
Yeah, they did.
Vikings still won.
It's a long shot, but I don't think so. Possible.
The Rams still also need to play San Francisco again. They gotta win out to do it, and they have to play San Francisco again. So I don't think so.
But hey,
I also wouldn't really want to. I mean, I'm glad they beat Seattle, but that's all that they're good for right now. That's all I'm cool.
Remember what I say about beating a team twice in a season, though?
Yes, that's true. It's possible, though.
It's possible. Just the opposite happens more than.
Yeah.
I would like to point out right now that the Falcons beat the Panthers twice this season.
Yes, it is possible. Like I just said.
You know,
it's rare.
You say that.
I mean,
that it doesn't happen much. And then the one where it's considered an upset just happens twice.
That's coincidence.
That's the NFL.
Or just that's how it happens sometimes. How about this one though? This is sort of a
The Panthers really suck right now.
That's kind of true. Yeah, man. Ever since Ron Rivera was out, what happened? It turns out they're even worse.
Yeah, I don't get it. That's why I went with the Panthers in the first place for my pick, because I thought they were going to get that 2-game bump like every team does when they have
it was 2-game slump.
Exactly.
Terrible.
Yeah, they're probably going to lose out and try to get Joe Burrow or something.
Maybe don't fire your long-term head coach during the season.
You know who would be great if they just tank next season and pick up Justin Fields. That way they'll have Cam Newton.
Trevor Lawrence.
I think they need Cam Newton all over again.
You think so?
Yeah. Oh man, I can't wait till we get to the playoff talk.
Oh yeah, and the draft's also gonna be good, but that's later down the line. How about this one though? A bit of a personal thing, but I don't know if you heard about this guy by the name of Drew Lock.
Yeah, I heard a few things about him.
There's this one guy. I don't know if you heard of him, but a lot of people consider him an elite quarterback. His name is Deshaun Watson. He plays for the Houston Texans at the moment. Have you heard of him?
Yeah, I know all about that guy. You know about him?
Oh yeah. I actually saw him play football very recently.
Oh wow, he's really good.
Yeah,
huh?
Yeah, he's pretty good though. He's not as good as his kid Drew Lock though.
Well, maybe
is he now?
Maybe not.
He kind of got
on any given Sunday.
He kind of got served at his own home field by this guy, but his rookie Drew Lock, who is the best quarterback in this 2019 draft class, by the way, and finally is getting to show that.
Yeah, you may be right. I mean, time will tell, but you may be right.
Man, the Broncos are looking up. He's better than I thought he was going to be. He's played 2 games. I thought he was going to be good. I thought he could start year 1. I didn't think he was going to be this good.
Well, Ryan Finley blew it. I mean, Kyler Murray is definitely not having a Deshaun Watson first season. That's for sure.
No, but he's also carrying hard in Arizona because he doesn't have the type of support.
Although he has played better in Arizona than Josh Rosen did.
Better than I expected year 1. The problem is with him, or quarterbacks off his style, usually don't have the same improvement curve. They usually tend to fall off when people figure them out. And Daniel Jones obviously got hurt, so Eli Manning is now a losing quarterback.
Yep.
Yeah.
What was it? 160,
He looked
170?
good.
Yeah.
He looked good at first.
He did.
That game cost me so much sleep. I only slept 2 hours last night.
Because to watch that game?
I watched that game and it went to
overtime,
overtime and I went to bed and got up 2 hours later to go to college.
I made it a point not to watch the game because I had to work, but it was
so here's the
rooting
thing, right?
for the Eagles in silence.
Not to bring up fantasy again, but I'm going to bring up fantasy again. Some of the viewers might know that we drafted a fantasy league on this channel.
Correct.
And we ended up with deciding that we had 2-week playoff games.
Yes.
And this one was the semifinal, Alex versus me.
Yes, and Smokey vs. Hollywood was the other.
Yeah.
Yes.
Alex won the first week by over 75 points.
Around 75 points.
75.4, I believe.
Uh-huh.
So I was way behind. But then, like most people, Alex's team just underperformed this week.
Fantasy football happened.
Right?
Yes.
And so I was actually strongly favored to win the whole thing going into that game. Yeah. So I was like, you know what, I'm just going to put it on for a bit.
Just hang out.
Just wait until I'm like in the lead and then I'm going to go to bed, right? I had 3 players in that game. Mm-hmm. They all performed below expectation.
Yeah.
So I'm sitting there like at some point in the 4th quarter, like a couple minutes before the end, I finally get all the points together. Yeah. But at that point, the actual real game all of a sudden is tied, which I didn't expect.
So you gotta watch it.
So I gotta find out who wins.
Oh boy.
That was a roller coaster. Oh, by the way, I beat Alex by like 4 points or something.
I didn't even check it, but I did not watch that game.
That's gonna be Smokey and me in the finals.
That's gonna be interesting to see, though. I did not watch the game. I was rooting for the Eagles, though, and I want them to absolutely beat the Cowboys at home.
Yeah, they won in overtime because the NFL overtime rules are bullshit.
Well, yeah,
that's true.
There is some questionable.
You want to talk about?
I mean, if you win the coin toss and you get a touchdown, you just win.
Yeah, especially if you call heads and the guy you call tails and the guy's like, oh yeah, the call is heads.
Do you think the college rule would be better? You put them
no. I mean, they're not going to do that in the NFL. If you're going to play 7 overtimes, that's not going to happen. You can only do that. You can only run players into the ground like that if you don't have to pay them.
It's
I mean, seriously.
It's more fair, though, really.
Oh, well, yeah.
I mean, I don't have a concrete solution necessarily, but the whole like if you score a touchdown on your first possession, you just win the game.
Maybe
is bullshit because at that point it is all about the coin toss.
Maybe give both teams one drive, regardless of if the first team scores a touchdown or not.
Well, that's what college does. They just start them off.
Yeah, but then don't have like double overtimes and stuff. Like in one overtime, it's over. We're tied. Maybe that's how they should approach it. I don't know.
Yeah, I mean,
maybe they're gonna adopt the XFL rules and they're gonna be running like 2-point conversions on both sides of the field. They do like 5 each.
Maybe.
Nice.
And then if they tie, they do 5 each again.
They can try
because the XFL
that's like a shootout in hockey. Almost.
Yeah. So the XFL rules will be potentially as draining on the players as the college ones because there's 44 players on the field.
Yeah.
And if they tie, they're just doing it over again.
Mm-hmm.
What if overtime you had a jump ball, right? Like basketball. And and then, whoever went down, we go with rugby rules after that.
Wow.
And we have a big scrum.
I don't mind.
Yeah.
All right. And like all sorts of laterals and stuff?
Yes.
Just a one fluid game?
No vertical passing.
All right.
In overtime.
Seems interesting though.
Yeah.
Like it's sort of just like a fumble drill. Ball just goes up and someone get it and they get possession.
Yes, exactly.
Sounds interesting. That's sort of like how they decided first possession in the old XFL, though not very healthy.
Yeah,
kind of.
Oh yeah, that was kind of dangerous.
Maybe not that, but yeah, just let everyone have one drive and keep it to one overtime, I guess.
But yeah, don't let your football games be decided by a coin toss.
Especially if the guy calls something else than the ref thinks he did. Because that's not good.
You're not getting over that one.
No, because that was just crap. Like, why hire refs that not only do they see bad, but they also hear bad? Come on.
So they can rule bad. Judge. Whatever.
Yeah,
whatever you call it, what they do.
Which is what they've been doing all year. Probably will continue to do so as the rules get more complicated. Patrick Mahomes beat Bill Belichick at Bill Belichick's house.
Speaking of bad ref calls, man, that one touchdown by New England, which they got called back like multiple times.
And it can't be challenged.
Okay, the second time they got called back was because the guy actually didn't catch it.
Yeah.
But the first time they said he stepped out of bounds, he just totally did.
Yes.
Now, I will say, I also saw some bad calls in the Patriots' favor in that game.
No, I'm not saying
generally bad calls.
I'm not saying that the refs favored the Chiefs or anything. I'm just saying that there was some bad calls in that game.
Just bad refereeing.
Hey, but
I think the touchdown just stood out to me.
There's 3 elite quarterbacks that beat the Patriots defense this season. Handed them their only 3 losses.
No, actually, that's not quite true, but it's very true.
God, don't, it's there's 2 elite quarterbacks and 1 Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, that's
Patrick Mahomes is in his hero of his own.
Yeah, Patrick Mahomes is a hero of his own.
Dude, I'm getting sick of it, okay?
Is it not true?
I'm not saying it's false, but could you just shut up
The
about it for
Ravens
once?
without Lamar are a top 5 team. The Texans without Deshaun Watson are a top 10 team. The Chiefs without Patrick Mahomes are a bottom 5 team.
Hey, they won.
Have you seen this defense? Huh?
They won one of those games without Patty.
Yeah.
Yeah, they won 1 game without him.
Mm-hmm.
Man, the Chiefs, they're like the Packers of the days of old, man.
Throw Tannehill on that team. They go undefeated.
Stop it. On the Chiefs, stop.
Yes. Undefeated.
Stop. Come on.
If Lamar was there, they're winning every game by 50.
Come on. That's a completely different team. No. If Lamar has a below average defense, he's winning no more than 10 games.
That defense
he might go 500.
Is only that good because the offense is that good.
The Ravens defense is phenomenal.
Because
it's a top 5 defense.
That offense, it is because the offense is extending drives, and there are no 3 and outs.
So then, how come Patrick Mahomes is the best quarterback in the NFL and extends every drive, and the Chiefs' defense still sucks?
Maybe he scores too fast.
Okay, so he's too good. He's too good for his team.
To be fair, that's a fair point, right? Like, control time of possession.
Well, that's not the type of offense that the Chiefs play.
Maybe.
That's not any of play.
Well, maybe you shouldn't play that type of offense if you don't have a defense.
Well, if you line it up, your defense got a hole. You gotta have a defense. You gotta give Patrick Mahomes a defense. That's just what it is. You gotta have a bit of a defense.
Well, look at the Pats.
If he gets the ball one more time, he's going to win.
Look at the elite defenses of the NFL. They don't throw down the opposite side of the ball. They don't throw downfield and score immediately. You know, maybe.
Oh, I've seen the Niners throw downfield plenty.
Yeah, but not all game. I mean, let's not
game.
pretend that Jimmy G is some vertical threat out there and he's just tossing bombs downfield.
Well, he's been tossing quite a few bombs lately.
Well, when he gets an opening, like when he.
Matter of fact, he bit ball. Fourth in the league in touchdowns, best passer rating in the entire league since week 8.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, I meant to bring this up to you, right? We can talk about this in a later topic, but we got to do predictions too. But I want to hear your 4 Pro Bowl quarterback picks in both conferences. But we can do that later. You can make up your mind about that and then talk about it a little bit. But yeah, Patrick Mahomes beats Patriots. Patrick Mahomes the best. Patrick Mahomes will be undefeated on half the league. Let's get into some predictions. What do we have here?
Boy,
you want to read those out, JJ?
Thursday night with a very thrilling contest of the New York Jets and the Baltimore Ravens.
Smokey, what do you got?
I mean, obviously, you go with the better quarterback, right? Better quarterback play, better overall defense. That defense is only that good because the offense is so good. Of course, you know that, right? We're definitely going with the Ravens at home. I don't see the Ravens dropping another game this season.
Okay. Yeah, if one quarterback in this game was clearly better than the other, I would agree with your philosophy. But since it's not the case, I'm just going to go with the overall better team. So I do agree with your final pick, though. Give me the Ravens all day. Yeah, that's really all I have to say, honestly. I mean, that's all I have to say. That's all I got to say, man.
You know what's all that I have to say?
What's all you got to say? You agree?
Ravens.
That's what I thought. So we all got the Ravens. Cool.
So Sam.
Yeah.
Sam Darnold.
You broke Smokey.
Is equivalent
Smokey,
to Lamar Jackson.
Smokey, right now, you get to start your NFL roster. You do not know what team you're going to be getting. What team philosophy, what head coach. It's all a void. It's all blank. The first piece you get is your quarterback. Mm-hmm. Lamar Jackson or Sam Darnold, and do you have a strong opinion?
Yes. I'm going to go for win now because you're a startup organization. Yeah, Sam Darnold may be the best for your 10-year, your 15-year plan. But if you want to win right now, you're going with Lamar.
People still sleeping on Sam Darnold. I'm telling you. Listen, Lamar's
He's
great.
Not
I'm not
winning.
trying to tear him. I'm not. His team is awful. He's playing on a college team in the NFL. Like, he's grinding out wins by himself.
Oh, I can tell you somebody else who's grinding out wins by themselves.
Who's that?
Lamar. Because when somebody doesn't catch one of his passes, he hauls the ball in himself.
He's got the best running game in the league. He's got a top 5
because
defense
he's the
in
best
league.
runner in the league.
He's got the second best.
He's part of the running.
He's got the second best head coach in the league. The Ravens are the most complete organization in football.
No one was saying that last year. It was Belichick and Sean Payton. No one was saying Harbaugh was a top 3 coach in the league.
Yeah, he's a top 3 coach in the league. He's always been top 3 coach in the league for a long time now. Yes, he is. The Ravens are the most complete football team.
And when they were going 8-8 with Flacco, no one was saying Harbaugh's a genius.
No, but Flacco's also abjectly terrible. Any other quarterback would have taken those teams to 10 to 12 wins.
It was Peyton and Belichick and Tomlin. Who else? I guess those were the elite 3, right?
I guess, yeah. No, man.
I mean, Harbaugh probably win coach of the year now. I'll give you that.
He could, yeah. Either him or Shanahan, I would imagine. But
yeah, one of the two.
Yeah, he's in the conversation. He's really good. How about the Patriots and Bengals, though? Moving on.
All right, Patriots and the Bungles.
Patriots are scared, man.
What if the Bungles beat the Pats here? Wouldn't that be weird?
I'm not so sure that they will.
I'm telling you, the Patriots are scared. They're employing their old espionage techniques again.
Bring it up.
Their offense looks horrible. They have one good player on offense right now. One.
Edelman.
But with that being said, I imagine the defense can pick up the slack here and beat the Bengals. I mean, it's not like they're playing the Ravens or the Texans or the Chiefs here. So, I'm gonna go with the Pats on the road.
JJ, what do you think?
I mean, despite my humorous remarks earlier, I would probably have to go with the overall better team, which, of course, is the Patriots here.
Bill Belichick, by the way, stated that he has no involvement with
I know he said that, but the thing is, he's going to say that no matter if he had involvement with it or not.
Mm-hmm. I don't know a single person in the world believes this, because we all know him. But yes, the Patriots are gonna beat the Bengals. If not, he deserves to be fired, I guess.
Dude, when I heard the headline, I was confused. I was like, why? Like,
why the Bengals?
Like, if you did it for, like, the Ravens, or the Chiefs, or the Texans, like, I get it.
For the Bengals.
The Bengals?
Well, maybe they've been doing it for every game that's now been caught. I don't know.
Like, why even bother with the...
They've done this stuff before. They've taken practices. They've been a lot of scandals.
I know, but again, why take the risk of being caught for illicit practices in, like, a game that you're supposed to easily win either way?
I think they're scared right now after dropping 3 games, and maybe they feel like they're losing momentum, and they feel like the way to regain that momentum is hang 50 on the lowly little
maybe he's a scout. Maybe he's trying to trade for Andy Dalton.
Also, I'll take everything I just said about the unnecessity of this back in case they lose.
They lose, because then we might have a new discussion. How about the Bucks? Oh, did we make a pick Patriots, right? We all picked the Patriots, I guess.
Yeah.
Buccaneers at Lions.
Retarded. I mean, sorry. All right, what are we on?
Buccaneers and Lions. This is gonna sound so much worse if the Bengals do win.
I know. That's what I said. Like, I take everything back in case that happens.
So much crow. Oh,
I'm glad it's not a Thursday game.
Oh yeah.
So people won't listen to it after the game happens.
Yeah.
Bucks and Lions. The Bucks are on a tear. Jameis did. He went back to throwing some picks, right? But
he throws to everyone.
I think didn't he throw like 3 picks?
400 yards in that game.
Yeah.
Jameis, man, I was telling you before the season started that Jameis, he might not be done. Like, he might still break out this season. And we may be seeing that right now. Yes, he's still throwing picks. But when you're winning and winning decisively and throwing for over 400 yards, maybe, just maybe, he's got a job next season. I'm going to go with the Bucks on the road to beat the Lions because David Blau is not very good.
JJ.
Yeah, I think I agree with the overall assessment. As much as I don't like saying that the Buccaneers are going to win this, I think they're doing fine. Now, granted, with James, you never know what you're going to get. No. Like, maybe instead of throwing 4 touchdowns, 3 interceptions, and 400 yards, he's going to throw for like
2 touchdowns,
4 interceptions, like 2 touchdowns, and like only 100 yards, and then that's a whole different story. But I think the Buccaneers have
he's definitely throwing for yards. I can guarantee he's going to be throwing for yards. Is he going to be throwing picks or touchdowns? Who knows? Probably a lot of both. I'll take the Bucks anyway. Lions have been looking completely anemic since they started the season off well. By the way, remember?
Yeah.
They were 3-0-1 after 4 weeks. They tied Arizona first week. Then they just went on a tear and beat people. And we thought, damn, it's the Lions here, like we do after every quarter of the season, of every season. And So Buccaneers seem like the better team, and they're gonna win this game. All right, Texas and the Titans. I'm gonna just say this before I give it to you, Smokey. If you have the courage of your conviction, you gotta pick the better quarterback here because that's apparently what you do. So, let me hear what you got.
No, Mr. Tannehill's great, but he's not better than Deshaun Watson. He is not. I mean, come on.
So let me just get the facts straight of putting together the stuff that you spat out today so far, right?
Yes.
Ryan Tannehill will be undefeated on the Chiefs.
Oh yeah, for sure.
He's worse than Deshaun Watson, who isn't even undefeated on the Texans.
Yeah, because the Texans has a really bad team around.
So
Watson.
are you saying take quarterbacks out of the equation? The Chiefs football team is better than the Houston Texans football team.
Oh, by far.
I don't know what you've been smoking, but I'm sure it's illegal. I'm sure it's illegal. Come on. You can't say this. You can't be serious when you say this. They got a better coach, the Chiefs do for sure, but the team? No. Stop it.
When you look at old Bill down there and Bill O'Brien down there in Texas, he's a defensive guy. He doesn't know how to handle this offense overall.
Yeah.
But you have a offensive genius in Andy Reid over there. Take Deshaun Watson
with no defense.
Throw him on the Chiefs.
He does nothing. He does nothing because he doesn't fit the system. He does not fit the system at all. He can't run Andy Reid's offense. No one can run Andy Reid's offense like Patrick Mahomes because no one has an arm like him. Nothing. Right. He would do nothing there. He'd be 500.
Josh Allen outthrows Patrick Mahomes.
No, he doesn't.
I wish.
No, he doesn't.
He may not be as accurate, but I guarantee you.
No one has the release.
He has a bigger arm than Patty Mahomes.
No one has the release plus angular velocity that Patrick Mahomes has in his right arm. Not a person in the world, not Aaron Rodgers himself.
I've never seen Patrick Mahomes complete an 80-yard pass.
You've never seen... Oh, he has to have completed some longer passes.
We'd have to look back through that.
Yeah, well, we'll
I've definitely seen Josh Allen do it.
Oh, man, I'm not going to criticize Josh Allen if that's what you're trying to do. I'm not taking out Josh Allen at all. He's really good. He might be a Pro Bowl guy. We'll get to that. But, no. Anyway, I don't know what you're talking about. What's your pick in this game?
Well, I mean, obviously, we're going to go with the better team, and I'm going to pick the Titans at home.
What? Wow. Okay. That's
momentum.
Crazy.
Momentum. It's not a better quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of the whole momentum thing, I mean, the Broncos just beat the Texans. The Titans, okay, I mean, they beat the Raiders. That's not really...
Yeah.
I mean, as much as the Raiders are better than you think, that doesn't maybe say that much. But seeing based on recent performances, I wouldn't be surprised if the Titans took it. And yeah, Titans.
So Titans are the better team, but not the better quarterback. Excuse me, how did the Titans play before Ryan Tannehill took over?
Well, that's because they had a high school quarterback.
Oh, they were garbage before Ryan Tannehill took over, right? I'm gonna pick the Houston Texans here. I'm gonna pick the Houston Texans because what? I'm gonna pick the Houston Texans because man, Courage and motivation. We've been talking about it, man. I have seen less from the Titans than I have from the Texans. Listen, I'll be rooting for the Titans to be sure. I want them to make the playoffs and I want them to go far. I like the Titans. All right, I like Ryan Tannehill. I want them to succeed. I don't think they can win this game. If they do, I'll be glad, but I don't quite believe it. How about the Broncos and the Chiefs?
Broncos, Chiefs. Man, both these guys got good momentum coming out of there. Your buddy Drew Lock is looking like a legit star right now. Give it a year, he'll be as good as Patrick Mahomes.
No.
Never let the truth get in the way of a good
He might
sport.
be elite, though. Might be tier 2.
He might be. He might just be. And with that being said, I'm going to go with the Chiefs at home.
Well, someone's not believing the hype. And generally, I'm a more cautious person, and I also try not to believe the hype. But Alex has been hyping a lot today, and we've talked about how the Chiefs are not overall that great. And since I'm not about to win or lose anything major here, I'm just going to go with the Broncos.
Bottom 5. Chiefs are bottom 5 minus the quarterback. You're buying the hype. I appreciate it. I'm not buying my own hype, man. I'll take the Chiefs. Man, yes. Yes. Listen, the Broncos have a they have a much better defense. They have about equal offensive support, which is not a lot. Though the Chiefs receiver are faster and fit the scheme better overall with the vertical downfield passing. Drew Lock is really good. I think the quarterback head coaching or quarterback play calling combination of Kansas City is really, really tough to overcome. If they beat the Patriots, there's no reason they're supposed to lose to the Broncos at home.
And that's exactly why they'll lose.
I'm looking at yes, maybe. I'm looking at a high scoring game. I think Drew Lock's going to continue what he's been doing. He's gonna make a statement on a weak defense, but Patrick Mahomes is gonna make a bigger statement, and the Chiefs are gonna win it.
I feel like it's one of those situations where you come in, you're gonna be underestimated, and you're just gonna win it.
Though it has to be said that Patrick Mahomes has been banged up a little bit, like
his hand,
yeah,
which is important for quarterbacks. I've been told.
That is sort of important. So we're hoping for the best here. If Patrick Mahomes is out, I'll take the Broncos all day.
I think we have 3 quarterbacks with hand issues, right?
Yeah, there's a bunch of them. Mm-hmm. How about Dolphins and Giants?
Dolphins and Giants. Tank Bowl. Dolphins decided to go back to tanking. The Giants, they dug up the corpse of Eli Manning and threw him out there, and he looked like the Eli Manning of old for half a game. And then he went back to the zombie Eli.
Yeah.
This is tough, though. I mean, it really is. This game could go either way, and this could actually be a shootout, believe it or not, with the 2 tanking teams.
It could.
I like Darius Slayton. I do, and we got a concussion on Devontae, so I'm going to go with the Giants at home.
JJ.
This is one of those,
Yeah.
I think I said it last week when we had, same difference. We had the Dolphins Jets. We always have one of those, the 2 very unreliable, mostly losing teams, and you don't know who to pick. In these situations, sometimes I just like to pick the Dolphins because I feel like they can maybe do it. And honestly, I don't have a good reason not to do it, so I'm just gonna do it. I'm picking the Dolphins.
If all else fails, you pick Ryan Fitzpatrick. I'm gonna agree with JJ. Here's a tank bowl. I'll take the Dolphins. Give me the Dolphins. It's just that type of game. It's just that type of game.
Yeah,
that's what I thought too.
Yeah. I'll go with him. Eagles at Washington.
Wow. The Eagles are still in it, are they?
They are.
Nobody wants that division, so the Eagles might pull it off. I mean, they are favored. They should win this game. There should be no problem. Dwayne Haskins is not the hero that we thought he was going to be, but that some people thought. I didn't necessarily think he was. He might be better next season, but for now, Dwayne Haskins is not very good in the NFL. But on the other hand, neither is Carson Wentz. He's not looking good. He pulled out a win. But all in all, maybe good enough to beat the Cowboys by the end of the season. Going with the Eagles on the road.
Yeah, I think you have to go with the more reliably goodish team here, and oh god, not that I'm calling anyone in the NFC East good, but oh boy, I
go with the team that should be good.
Yeah. I'm going with the team that should be good. I'm going with the Eagles.
Yeah, that was perfectly said.
Oh god, no NFC East team is good enough to make a wild card spot. Not even the division leader.
No.
What the fuck?
Oh, they're terrible. They're all awful.
And by not good enough to make it, I don't mean they wouldn't currently make it. I mean they couldn't make it if they won out. None of them.
Yeah.
They're not good. They are not good.
What is up with this division?
Yes, they're terrible. That's
I really hope that in a couple of years they maybe have an exchange program with the XFL or something. They can switch in actually good teams. I don't know.
Historically worst division of all time, possibly in a single season. This is, it's disastrously terrible. I'll take the Eagles. They got something to play for. My confidence in them couldn't be much lower, And there's not a lot of teams I'll pick them against, but Washington is one of them, just like with the Giants. I think they'll edge out the win. I think, we'll get to Dallas later down the line. I think it's an absolute shit show. It's terrible, but I'll take Philly. Seattle at Panthers.
Well, this one should be fairly easy to tell. Seahawks, they lost, but they're still a good team overall. The Rams, I mean, we thought the Rams were bad. Well, we thought they were good. Then we thought they were bad. Then we're like, no, they're still good. And then they're bad. But they're still good. They beat the Seahawks. And the Seahawks have been decent to good all season. Panthers, on the other hand, they fell apart. The wheels fell off of the bus. And they're all sitting there waiting for a ride to come pick them up. Kyle Allen is looking like Jameis Winston, throwing picks and then throwing downfield right afterwards. Got to go with the Seahawks on the road because they still have Russell Wilson.
Yeah, both teams coming off of arguably surprising losses. Yeah. I must agree that the Seahawks are definitely the stronger team overall, and that is who I'm going to go with. The Seahawks are currently still in a position to even win their division. I don't think it's going to happen, especially after they lost to the Rams, but still by far a lot better than the Panthers, who,
They have a shot at winning the division if they can beat San Francisco in Week 17. That's what's going to come down to.
Which means there's going to be an interesting Week 17 game, so yay for that.
That's going to be really good. For this one, though, unfortunately, I have to agree with what you guys said. I'll pick the Seahawks, Panthers. If there's anything left in that team for this year, let it be this week. I sincerely want to doubt it, though. I don't think Pete Carroll's going to lose this game anytime soon. Bears at Packers.
Well, this is kind of tough. The Bears have looked good recently, and Trubisky's actually kind of looking like a serviceable quarterback at the moment. But as we know, that could fall apart at any moment because every time he has looked good in the past, he fell apart soon thereafter. And we still have Aaron Rodgers playing for the Packers, who just does enough to win games. And I'm going to go with the Packers at home.
I think someone once said, you don't pick against Aaron Rodgers, and...
Wise man once said it, yep.
I mean, I won't go that far, but, so I think I'm going to stick to that advice, and I'm going to go with the Packers.
If you are in doubt, you do not pick against Aaron Rodgers. I'm going to follow that person's advice, too, just like JJ did, because it's good advice, and I'll pick the Packers to beat the Bears at Lambeau. I think it's a reasonable pick, and, frankly, the Bears don't really have a shot at winning this. This looks a bit like a facade to me. I don't think they have a reasonable shot. Packers are a better team. Mm-hmm. Vikings at Chargers.
Wow. Did you see Phillip Rivers put on a clinic on his birthday?
All of a sudden, yeah.
On his 38th birthday.
Man, crazy.
Yeah, that was his birthday gift.
Yeah.
He'll go back to doing what he was doing before.
You would think, I mean, that trends would say he just had a really good game because it was his birthday, and he's going to go back to being the Aaron Rodgers of this season. Now, this is a bad season for Phillip Rivers, and he will probably return to Phillip Rivers form next season. But for now, I'm going to go with Kirk Cousins and the Vikings to go to LA and take the win.
Yep.
That's all you got to say?
I mean, yeah, Chargers look good once. Great. Yeah. Vikings are the better team. I keep saying mostly the same things over and over again unless I make those crazy upset picks that work out just often enough that I still do it. So,
I don't have much more to say either. Yeah, the Vikings are a better football team. They're a more complete football team, and they got playoff in the mind. And you've been saying it could be close with the Rams apparently being back to old form. Yeah. The Vikings don't want to miss out on this stuff. They're going to make sure they win out or win as many games as possible. And it starts at LA. It's not going to be It's not going to be home field advantage for the Chargers no matter who they play, so that's not really a factor.
Yeah.
And I think the Vikings have a very strong defense, and I think the Chargers are going to get back to reality, the fact that they're not an elite team. And Vikings are going to win it. Jaguars at the Raiders.
Wow. You know, there's a strange thing that I saw about this game. The Raiders are favored by 7 points.
Wow.
Now, at the beginning of the season, if I told you the Raiders are going to play the Jags and the Raiders are going to be favored by 7 points, you would think that I had been smoking some of that stuff you were talking about. But
yes, yeah. Maybe not quite as strong as the stuff you smoke when you say Lamar Jackson better at Patrick Mahomes, but yes, pretty strong stuff.
Just a little downgraded from that, huh?
Yeah.
Well, it's good stuff, by the way.
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Makes you forget all about reality.
Hey, never let the truth get in the way of a good story.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with the Fighting John Grudens at home because Vegas. I mean, I don't want to, and it seems like Minshew should come in there and roll right over them, especially the way they played in the past 2 games. But I'm going to go with Vegas on this because there's got to be a reason they feel like they should be favored by that much.
PJ.
Okay, after I got that comment in, Vegas should know what they're talking about when it comes to the Raiders, I guess. And honestly,
maybe
even without that remark, I would have picked the Raiders there because someone in this room has always been underestimating the Raiders a little bit. And while I would not say that they're an elite team or anything crazy like that, the Jaguars have been really hit and miss. And I think that the Raiders can win this.
Everybody outside of this room and you have been overestimating the Raiders for the entire year. This team is a dumpster fire disguised as a 500 team, which I don't know how it happened, but it's been exposed over the last couple of weeks. If this was a pick'em, and it is for us, of course, I'll take the Jags. +7? What? Send me a link, Smokey. I gotta put some money because the Raiders have not been looking good at all. You get 42 put on you by the Giants. You get completely exposed by the Jets and Chiefs back to back. Nope. Gardner Minshew's gonna win this game. The Raiders have finally shown to be what they really are. And I've been gaining my sanity back week by week by week with those terrible performances. So, I'm fairly confident that we're finally seeing a reality for what it is, because I, unlike you, don't resort to smoking stuff when when reality comes. So, I'll take the Jags. Browns and Cardinals.
Man, when we talk about the playoffs, is there still a mathematical chance?
Are they mathematical chance? Yes.
Yes. Okay. Maybe they're still pushing for something. Where on the other side of this game, the Cards are mathematically ruled out by a long ways. So the Browns have something to play for. The Cards, who knows what they're doing, really. I think they have the potential to be a good team. And Kyler Murray, I know you don't want to hear this, but has the potential to be a decent quarterback. Not a long term.
I agree.
Not over the long term, but at least for a short term.
Yeah.
I think this could go either way, man. But the Browns should, with the talent they have, should go in there and win. But could go either way. But I'm gonna go with the Browns here.
Well, I don't know this for sure, but it feels like the Browns win about every other game that they play.
Pretty much, yeah.
Which means it's their turn to lose again, and that's why I'm gonna go with.
Wow.
For no good reason other than the Browns seem to be very much up and down, and just gonna go with the Cardinals.
Upset pick, I guess, but who even knows? I'll take Cleveland.
Who even cares?
Exactly. I'm gonna take Cleveland, even though this is a classic game that they just walk into and just completely bungle up. Which they've been doing way too much this season.
Yeah,
and,
they're going to be high off of their victory against the really good Bengals. And they're going to,
the Bengals,
with high hopes, lose to the Cardinals.
The Bengals were so strong that even Bill Belichick is scared of them.
Exactly.
The Browns
are the kind of team who are going to celebrate their victory Like, be overhyped and then just lose.
Maybe. I'll take the Browns.
That's who the Browns
anyway.
are.
I'll take the Browns anyway to win it. Cardinals. It might be a close game. Cardinals might win it. I'm going to go with the Browns anyway. Rams at Cowboys.
Well, the Rams definitely think they're going to get that wild card spot. Whether we do or not, which I think is possible. Man. I don't know. Cowboys suck, man. They're
Oh, yes, they do.
I mean, they're I don't know. Like at the first of the season, we thought they were legit, and Dak Prescott looked like a legit quarterback, but I don't know. He's Jameis Winston of last season. But I think the Rams go to Dallas, take this win, and we continue to laugh at that division for being horrible.
Yeah, I mean, speaking of trajectories, right? You said we believe the Cowboys were good, and then, well, I mean, some people really believe the Cowboys were going to be good, and I never quite got that, but it seems like they've gotten worse over the season, and lately the Rams have been getting better, and
yes,
while I'm not going to judge a game purely based on trends, we've already talked about how abysmal the NFC East is, so this should, for all intents and purposes, be a solid win for the Rams.
I feel like at this point, every team in the NFC West would reasonably beat every team in the NFC East. And with that logic, of course, I'm also going to pick the Rams over the Cowboys.
Mm-hmm.
Either way that this goes, though, important to know is it's going to be a big statement game. Rams win, the statement's going to be, you might make the playoffs and we might not, but we are so much better than you. And it's going to be a statement about the current playoff system, not quite optimal, because we're going to have a much better record, we're better than you head-to-head, and still, because of division structures, the wrong team might get the playoffs. But if the Cowboys win, it's a big statement the other way. We are legit. We are supposed to make the playoffs, so we can beat teams like this. That's why we're in the playoffs over teams like the Rams. So both these teams are going to be heavily motivated. I'll pick the Rams. I think they're a better football team. You said the Cowboys have been the biggest underachiever, along with the Eagles, of this year. Both these teams have top 5 talent on their roster and cannot put it together for anything. So I'll take the Rams to win it. Could be a close one, though. Falcons at Niners.
Hey, this is why we should cut down from 4 divisions to 2 in each conference. Falcons and 49ers. Falcons are on a hot streak right now. Man, they're going out.
Oh, yeah.
They're going out to face their old boss. If anybody knows how to shut down the Falcons' run game, it should be Kyle Shanahan, right? If anyone knows about the Falcons' passing game, it should be Kyle Shanahan. And if anyone knows how to lose a game that they should win, it is the Falcons coach. I don't even want to say his name anymore.
Do you want to say it anymore?
Nah, he's not going to be there next year. So
Mr. X.
I'll say the medicine woman.
Yeah.
But anyway, the 49ers should definitely win this at home, but I would not be surprised if the Falcons beat them.
Yeah, I would be somewhat surprised, although, to be fair, the Falcons have been doing some crazy stuff over the season. Lately, you don't know who you're going to get. Are you going to get the guys who put like all sorts of points up, or are you going to, get the Falcons of the rest of the season? But I think the 49ers should be strong favorites, and I want to point out one other thing. We've said before, the one thing kind of that can usually overcome a defense like the 49ers would be a very mobile quarterback. And I'm pretty sure we've all seen Matt Ryan run. So yeah, Niners.
We've
Call
seen
him
Matt
lightning.
Ryan run. Bear.
Yeah.
But yeah, man, he picked
That was funny. That Saints game was he was running.
He was on wheels all day. I'll also take the Niners. It should be a fairly routine game. You never really know with the Falcons, but I don't think their defense can hold up. We've seen that the Niners have great defense. We've known that, but over the last couple of weeks, they've been turning on their offense. This is a scary proposition to look at. If you know that any given day, Kyle Shanahan can put 40 on you, and you're running danger of being shut out completely on your own offensive end at the same time. And the Falcons do not have the type of preparation level of coaching currently to be able to contend with that. So I'll take the Niners at home. Bills at the Steelers.
Bills and Steelers. This should be a really good game right here. Steelers looking good. They're looking good, man. They want one of those spots, one of those wild card spots. Bills are almost a shoe-in for the wild card spot, but both of these teams are looking for the same outcome here. And got to go with the better quarterback. Josh Allen is definitely a better quarterback than Duck Hodges. Why is he called Duck, by the way? Do you know?
I don't know, man. Why is he called Duck? Honestly, I don't know the origin behind that. No clue.
Me either.
Is it because he used to throw ducks?
Man, I don't know. If he used to throw ducks, he would not be in the NFL.
Well,
I don't know, man. No clue.
Going with the Bills on the road.
We'll have to figure it out, JJ.
yeah, I mean, the Bills have been compared with the Patriots as being like the Patriots light, and I think it's an unfair comparison. The Bills actually have an offense.
Shade.
Yeah,
I'm
true.
not saying the Bills are necessarily overall a better team than the
right.
Patriots. I'm not saying they would necessarily win against the Patriots, but I am going to say they're going to win against the Steelers.
Well,
I think I was making a point here.
Play the Patriots pretty soon, which is should be
that's gonna be
very
interesting.
Yeah, that's gonna be. That might be.
By that point, I'm going to decide whether I'm maybe going to pick the Bills over the Patriots,
Absolutely.
because honestly, I'm not ruling it out.
I got a fun side fact for this one to bring up before I give my pick. Just an interesting stat that I found. So when Bills linebacker Tremaine Edmonds is going to face the Steelers, he's going to be playing both of his brothers, both Trey and Terrell Edmonds, both running back and safety for the Steelers. And that is the first known instance of three brothers appearing in the same game since Joe Cobb and Bill Rooney all played together for the Duluth Eskimos in 1927. Fun fact, that being said, I'll take the Buffalo Bills to beat the Pittsburgh Steelers because they have an offense. Duck is better than people think that he is. He's been winning games so far. I think a lot of people, underestimate him, tear him down literally because of his nickname. I've heard people say, you're really going to pick a guy called Duck. Yeah. I don't care what his name is. He's playing pretty well. Still, I'll take the Bills because that defense is ferocious.
Well, they do say to not judge a book by its cover, which,
yeah.
as much as the saying itself is flawed,
Don't judge a duck by his name.
Yeah, don't judge an NFL quarterback by his name.
Absolutely.
Or really any
person,
athlete or person for that matter.
I guess, yeah. Look at perfect counterexample. Andrew Luck. Luck was not really on his side.
Tell me this:
Speaking of Andrew
do
Luck,
all three of the brothers have to actually play in a game to qualify for that stat? Because I'm pretty sure the Gronkowskis were all on the Patriots at the same time, right?
I'm pretty sure they all have to play.
Okay. Yeah, I think
I'm not sure about For example, like the two of them at least have to be on the same team is the issue. I mean, you got three Watt brothers playing in the NFL right now.
Oh yeah,
but never the same game.
Dude, we also got to get to a point where we're probably gonna have three McCaffreys playing because the two younger brothers of Christian McCaffrey
bring back Ed,
both in college right now.
Yes, that's true. And their dad also played in the NFL.
Yeah.
He
was a good receiver.
Huh?
Yeah, for the Broncos.
Dude, he was a bit of he was ahead of his times, man. Have you seen the pads he wore?
Oh man,
back in the day.
Yeah,
no, that was not normal.
That was not normal. That's true. How about this one? Super Bowl rematch: Colts at Saints.
Oh yeah, and guess who came out on top that time? This should definitely be the Saints game here. They're at home, but we do know they can drop a game at home from time to time. Drew Brees is a little beat up, so I assume he's going to play, just like all these quarterbacks.
Doesn't matter.
Everyone has got hand issues, apparently.
Yeah.
And
say if there's one problem that the Saints don't have, it's filling the quarterback position.
Yes. Yeah, and I was going to get to that. Yeah, even if they have to play Bridgewater, they still should be favored and win this game. But I'm kind of hoping the Colts will pull it out so that my bet doesn't go sideways on me.
Oh, yeah.
But either way, just because I want to win this and continue to beat you, the Saints.
Continue.
Continue,
he said.
Continue to. Words are hard. Just I'm gonna.
I think he was trying to say that he's gonna continue his trajectory and overtake you in the points for the predictions because
thank
he's
you.
been beating you the last couple weeks, and that's what he thinks is gonna happen for the rest of the season.
I thought he was talking about bets.
I was trying to sum that up into a 2 or 3 words, but thank you for the long definition of that.
All right, awesome.
Yes,
JJ, what do you got?
Well, I mean, continuous trajectory would have been fair enough.
Yeah.
Anyways, for all intents and purposes, the Saints should win this game. They better. We talked about the quarterback situation. It doesn't really matter. The biggest loss, if Drew Brees isn't playing, honestly, is Taysom Hill not doing crazy things all over the place. Yeah. Which is going to be a small tactical thing for them, and mostly just going to be a disappointment for me. But,
from an entertainment standpoint,
dude, I love it, right? Like, he'll block a punt, and the next play he'll get the ball in the end zone. Yeah. Saints should win this easy. Pick the Saints.
Easy. I'm gonna hold you to those words once we get there.
I told you,
Yes, I agree. I agree. The Saints played really well.
Look at what they almost did to the Niners.
It's not like they played badly at all. Like, they beat 30 out of 31 teams in the NFL pretty much the way that they played. And the Colts certainly are one of those teams that are, like you said, easily going to get beat by Saints playing like that. So I agree, and whether it's Bridgewater or Breeze, preferably Breeze, of course, mostly because of the Taysom Hill situation, actually, the Saints should win this game, and I'm gonna agree with that, and I'm gonna pick them to do it, and I'm gonna also pick the fact that I'm gonna not lose the bet about the Colts going better than 8-8, which they're not, because they don't have luck on their side. That's all I gotta say about that. They haven't had luck on their side all year.
Clever.
I've also been saying this. I've also been saying this forever. Like, I've said this even when he was still playing. Like, they got luck on their side. They're gonna win.
I said that when the moment the retirement was announced, I was like,
they didn't get luck on their side. No.
He didn't have luck on his side, and Hollywood's fantasy draft also didn't have luck on his side.
The Colts certainly just ran out of luck.
So you think the Colts are out of luck, huh?
They are severely out of luck. Yeah, they you could call it luckluster.
Could they regain luck at some point?
You think they'll regain luck?
I think.
Nah, they won't.
I don't know.
Nah, they won't.
I don't know about his integrity.
Luck is not coming back. Luck is not coming back to this organization.
I bet if he ever...
You heard it here first. Luck not returning.
Once you run out of luck, you're out of luck.
You can't regain it.
They might find a substitute for luck.
I think it's all up to Lady Luck.
You think so?
Yeah, because his wife probably told him to retire.
Yes, that's it. But likely, yeah. So she's not gonna be the reason that luck comes back. Lady Luck never the reason that luck comes back. No.
So if she changes her mind, he could possibly come back.
No, luck.
He's gonna get tired of fishing one day.
I was about to say, like, if he becomes too annoying at home, maybe she'll send him back to work. Is that what you're thinking?
I'm pretty sure he's pretty happy with getting out of there not being permanently disabled, though.
Well,
so I think he's done. But we'll see. Crazier things have happened. We will see. Let's not mention college football this week. I think if you've seen the scoreboard the last couple of weeks, you know why we won't mention college football this week, but we will again in the future when it's relevant.
I said a clever thing recently. I don't know.
Did you? I don't know. But Smokey, did you make up your mind on the quarterbacks? We need 4 quarterbacks from each conference to make it to the Pro Bowl. Who do we have?
Definitely Lamar, for sure.
So we'll go to AFC.
I mean,
okay, so
AFC, I'm going with the big 3. And
yes. And who's the 4th guy?
Tannehill.
Tannehill played like less than half a season, man.
Doesn't matter. Because there's always that one guy who went 8-8 playing in the Pro Bowl somehow. So why not?
He didn't.
Tannehill.
Like, he didn't even go 8-8. The problem is he played way too little games.
So
You can't play half a season and make the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, why not?
Nah, you can't. No, that's disrespectful to Josh Allen. I mean, no.
Yeah.
I'm also gonna pick the big three, obviously, that being Mahomes, Lamar, and Deshaun Watson. And I'll go with Josh Allen in fourth. I think Josh Allen he fits the position perfectly. He's had a good success. He's had a great year. And Ryan Tannehill is eliminated on account he played 2 little games. Sam Darnold eliminated on account that he played 2 little games. And yet Gardner Minshew being taken out halfway through the season. Baker
Where's
Mayfield
this rule?
wildly underachieving.
Where's this rule written?
What? It's an unwritten rule. It's just a commonly understood rule. If you miss over a quarter of the season, you're not going. You're not going to no Pro Bowls.
I think it's possible.
So Josh Allen would have to be to me.
Yeah, that's a good pick though.
JJ,
I'll agree with that.
Again, it's one of those things where I don't have the experience to judge the exact criteria that are being used. So the whole he missed a couple games, doesn't matter. I don't know.
I'm not going to bring up Derek Carr, by the way. Let's move to the NFC. So you have 4 guys.
Yeah, I do. We got to go with old reliable Drew Brees. Russell Wilson, of course. And then it comes down to the perennial Aaron Rodgers. Even though he hasn't necessarily played better. He hasn't necessarily played in the top 4 this season. But he's Aaron Rodgers. And he always wins somehow. So I guess you would have to throw Aaron Rodgers in there. But for the 4th spot, that's tough. Because it comes down to Jimmy G and Kirk Cousins and famous Jameis. Yeah. Yes. I guess I would. Kirk Cousins, since he's made it multiple times before.
All right. I'm quite surprised by your early pick of Drew Brees. Honestly, he's a bubble guy for me. I'm locking in, obviously, Russell Wilson and obviously Aaron Rodgers. Mm-hmm. And then the last 2 spots are between 4 guys. You mentioned him. Drew Brees. To me, actually, Dak Prescott, believe it or not. Jimmy Garoppolo and then Kirk Cousins.
I don't think you can pick Drew Brees, though, because he missed, according to your rule, he missed too many games.
He missed a couple games, and guess what? Teddy Bridgewater was flawless. So that shouldn't matter.
So let's put Teddy Bridgewater in there. Hell.
Yeah. He played even less than Drew Brees. Now, the point in this case is not even that Drew Brees missed a few games, even though it did, and that's going to hurt his stock. It's the fact that his backup went undefeated, which somewhat counterintuitively can hurt your stock as an individual player. Those 2 guys, I'm going to have to take Kirk Cousins, Jimmy Garoppolo, 3 and 4, because they're playing the best and they're winning the most, and those are guys that going even into this season, a lot of people were just thinking about. We don't know if they're actually elite quarterbacks. I think they've both sufficiently proven it this year, and I think they both should make the Pro Bowl for it. I think Dak Prescott, his success just hasn't been there. The numbers might be, the success just hasn't been. And I think there's not a good argument to me to have Brees over either of those 2. So to me, Brees is not making it because the NFC is pretty stacked. I'll have the 2 young guys there. Younger guys, I should say. Do you have an opinion, JJ? That does not involve Taysom Hill favoritism.
I was briefly considering just shouting out the name when you were saying why not put Teddy Bridgewater in there? I was gonna be why not put Taysom Hill in there? Of course, that's all just exaggeration. I wanted to say one thing really quickly about what you said, and that is that the Teddy Bridgewater as undefeated thing this season is very misleading. I know it's accurate,
as
technically. Exactly, right?
As a starter.
The match where it was subbed in, in the first quarter.
They would have lost that no matter what, though.
Yeah, no, but, I mean, I'm saying, he played virtually the entire game, but because of the technicality of Brees playing, 1 or 2 snaps before he got injured, he didn't lose that one. Yeah. Again, I know, on paper, undefeated, right? Little bit misleading.
Yeah.
That was, again, the exact criteria of who's going to end up there. All the guys you named are obviously good. The exact differentiating qualities there that would be regarded in that case, I can't tell you exactly, so I'm just going to say that what you said sounded reasonable.
So there's our final four for each conference. Let us know if you disagree strongly with anything. Please don't hit me with the Derek Carr, though, Tom Brady, though. I don't want to hear it.
Who's lobbying for Derek Carr?
I don't know. Someone probably is. I don't, man, because the Raiders overachieved, right? There's got to be a reason for it. Everyone thought they were trash. He lost Antonio Brown, still managed to go almost 500. I guess. I don't know. Someone probably will, and I'm not having any of it, so I'm just saying that right from the start.
Oh,
So,
if we do that, we should throw Ryan Fitzpatrick in there as well.
Oh, yeah, maybe we should, because he's been winning some games.
He's better than Derek Carr.
Briefly gonna think about saying it, but I thought I was just not gonna be funny enough for that.
No. You cannot make the Pro Bowl with that type of record, or anywhere near that type of record. It's not possible. That's what might cost Dak Prescott if the Cowboys really go with the losing record and maybe miss the playoffs. That might cost Dak, because the individual stats certainly are there, but the winning is just it's missing, and that's an important part for quarterbacks, more so than any other position. But I think that concludes today's or this week's episode rather of the Scoreboard. Thank you for Smokey and JJ obviously for being here. Drop a like on it if you did enjoy it on the YouTube video, of course, and subscribe to Beyond Football as well as Smokey's and Hollywood's channel, The Trash Talkers, which you could find a link to that on my channel page in case you are watching on Beyond Football. Hopefully you're gonna do that. And do you guys have anything to add?
Subscribe to Trash Can TV.
Subscribe to Trash Can TV. That is correct.
I usually don't say this because, I would assume that the audience overlap just based on interest is very small.
Yes. But go ahead.
Check it out.
Anyway. Smokey, you got anything to add?
No. Oh yeah, I do actually. I can't
All right,
wait.
what do you got?
I can't wait till we talk about the college football playoffs because something very special is going to happen in there, and we got 2 or 3 weeks before they happen. So yeah, we can get on it. But something very special is happening in the first round of the college football playoffs.
I'm looking forward to hear what that special thing is. We might have to talk about it next week, whether we got from
Is there by any chance related to a certain team not being in there?
I don't think so, but we'll see.
Related to what? Say that again, because you cut out there.
I said, is that by any chance related to a certain team not being in there?
No. And how dare you bring that up?
No, that's not.
Bama?
Yeah.
Oh, Bama? Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Seems like the most special thing to note.
Maybe. We'll talk about it for sure.
Yeah,
I'm curious to hear what the special thing is.
Yeah.
That you think is gonna. I don't think any special thing is gonna happen.
No, it's not gonna. I mean, it's already happening. Like.
It's already happened.
Yes, I mean it's
then
dead set to happen. So.
That's interesting. All right,
Yes.
I'm looking forward to that one then. But yeah, thank you for watching, everybody. Drop a like on it. I already mentioned all this. Thank you for watching, and we're gonna see you in the next week.
Deuces.